Hello, love.
Hello, Mrs. Gibbs.
What do you want then?
Is Adam in?
Yeah, he's right here, love.
Oh.
Here he is.
Can he come out to play?
Well, I don't know about that. He's not very happy with you because you stole his lens cloth.
Oh, Mum! Didn't have to mention that.
Well, I promise I've brought his lens cloth back. I'm going to give it to him today.
Oh, I don't know then. It's up to you, dear.
So can he come out then?
Do you want to go out with them?
We'll be back for tea, Mum.
Okay, but don't bring him back with you for tea.
I won't.
I don't want any lens cloth stealers
All right, Mummy.
eating at my place.
And off we go for another landscape photography adventure. Momma Grumpy gave me a hard time about that lens cloth, but I seem to remember that I paid fair and square to the tune of $5 plus a beer and a burger. So I'm not quite sure what Uncle Grumpy had told his mum, but I can assure you, you'll be seeing that red lens cloth again very soon.
Right, so I found this shot. Adam and I have come into Rosewall Creek, and usually you come up here to take pictures of the beautiful waterfall at the top, but I know that there's these beautiful gnarly cedar trees on the way there, and that's what we've come to try and get pictures of today rather than the waterfall. And within 5 minutes we just walked through this little gully and spotted this little scene. I love how this... Is that a fir? Yeah. I love how this mossy fir here that's fallen down is now arcing across, and these lovely roots in the foreground kind of pull your eye into the scene. And that's another thing that I love about Vancouver Island, is even though it's now the middle of March and it's the end of winter, we've still got green mossy juiciness everywhere. So with this shot I've framed it up that these roots pull your eye into the centre towards this lovely arch. And I like this cedar tree here kind of bending over as well. All in all, it's a nice, interesting scene with loads of colour. If I could have my wish, I would be wishing for some big rays of light blasting through, but that ain't going to happen today. But yeah, quite happy with this as a first shot.
As always, the challenge with forest photography is to try and find some semblance of order in all of that chaos. So I'm always looking for characters. Imagine that the forest is a stage. Who are the main characters? Who are the actors that are telling this story? And for me, the lead role is played by that arching fir tree, and then the supporting actors would be that large cedar tree off to the left, which frames the shot nicely, and then the mossy roots in the foreground, which lead your eye into the centre of the frame towards that arching fir tree. With one shot in the bag after just 5 minutes on the trail, I was a happy Fototripper, and El Grumpino seemed to be quite happy just to be out and about in the sun, which was a relief to me because he's so pale and ancient. I was beginning to wonder if he's a vampire.
I should really learn how to use this camera. Crappy kit lens, man. 24 to 120, piece of shit.
Where's your new one? Where's your new mega lens?
Oh, it's at home. Oh. It's too heavy. It was either bring the drone or bring the big lens. The drone.
5 minutes later, we found some more interesting characters that were just begging to be photographed. Absolutely glorious.
This is beautiful.
It's a nice shape to this one.
Yeah, I like the way that it splits. And I like this branch, how it curls in like that. I think that might be a shot. So we're just walking past this gorgeous Titan, and Adam noticed something really unique about this, which I failed to notice, and I don't think I've ever seen this before.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So there's actually two trees here, and one is a cedar, the one on the left, and then the one on the right, I think it's a fir, so they're kind of melded together. So it's really quite unusual, and that's why they're kind of twisted like that. Maybe one was a nurse log, because there's a fallen tree behind here, and they've both seeded on the nurse log and then grown together, and as they get bigger they get tighter and tighter, so kind of neat.
Both at war and in harmony, all at the same time. I've never seen that.
What's the Latin name for this?
Which? the cedars?
Yeah.
I don't know, but yours is Uncleus Grumpius. What is it?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought you were going to blow me away.
I can't remember. I'm old.
Don't be so hard on yourself, Adam. I don't think 87 is really all that old. So here's the second shot of the day, and while I like the composition, it just didn't quite work with that patchy light. I think in this kind of light, it's much easier to look for subjects that are backlit because it simplifies the scene. But if we ever get any fog, I know exactly where I need to be now.
Well, I've tried, and as always with forest photography, I've failed. But I'm going to keep cracking because we did see some cool stuff on the way in, and we've been out about 2 hours, and the light has now moved as the sun continues westward, so we might have completely different compositions that we didn't see before. So should we head back down?
Yeah, I think the problem with this I'm having anyway is the light is just so patchy and harsh,
Spotty.
and I'm still in sand dune mode.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm treed out.
Yeah, you were treed out before you left, and now you've come back to more trees. That's our lot in life. I'm not complaining, I'm happy with it. There's worse things in life.
Well, that's true.
Well, we may have found a shot. Actually, it was Adam that found it. We were just hiking back through here, and this is the trail back to the car park, and it makes this nicely framed window by these cedar trees on either side. And Adam saw it from there and said, oh, that might make a good pano. So I've tried that shot. I got over there and shot with the 55mm at full frame and did a pano with a 3-shot horizontal pano, and I even tried one with a 6-shot and did 2 rows, but I don't think that one's going to turn out. But the first one, which is kind of like the shot that Adam saw, I think that might just work. And what I like about this shot is, obviously I'm crazy about gnarly cedar trees, but the light now has just started to get a little bit softer. It's not quite as harsh where you get those spots, and it's just, I mean, like you can just see there that little soft dot of light. That's the kind of stuff I like. And then just on the side of the frame there, I don't know if you can see it on this 18mm, but the way that the sun is hitting that moss, or that what we call old man's beard, which I think is actually, it's a lichen, isn't it, Adam?
I believe it is.
Old man's beard is a lichen. That, when it gets hit from the side, is absolutely gorgeous. And of course you've got the trail in the middle, so it's that kind of classic pano where there's a pathway going into the middle of the shot, makes you feel like you're part of this scene and you're moving through this landscape. Well, that's at least the goal anyway.
I'm actually quite happy with how this pano turned out. I shot 3 horizontal frames at 55mm and stitched them together in Photoshop, and with the light being a little bit lower in the sky, it gave me a much more pleasing look. But the problem with showing you a super wide panorama inside of a YouTube video is that you don't really get to appreciate the scale, so just try to imagine this as an 8-foot wide acrylic print on the wall of your dining room. Or better still, stop imagining and just get in touch with me and buy one.
He just got back from China, so he's absolutely knackered. Still jet lagged.
I am. I didn't sleep. I haven't been sleeping for the past week, so that's my excuse. What's yours?
Too much. So earlier on I asked Adam, because I've never been to China, I've been to Asia a whole bunch of times, but never been to China, and I said, what's it like, you know, what's the public transport situation like? And he told me this delightful story.
Oh, so the transportation is amazing, but it took a bit of getting used to the washroom situation. So most public washrooms that I went into, I didn't realize, but you have to bring your own toilet paper. But most of the toilets in the public area are basically just a hole in the ground, which is fine if you're used to it, but if you're not used to it, then, and if you don't bring toilet paper with you, then you're hooped.
Yeah.
But the hotels have regular toilets and bidets and...
But what was the thing that you found on the...
Oh, so I'm on the train, and of course I go in the bathroom, and staring right at me is this big turd. It wasn't... it wasn't very pleasant.
So there's no flush then?
No. No.
So how does the turd get...
Well, I think the attendants go around and they just wash the stuff down every now and then.
So if you go in immediately after someone, you get to see what they had for lunch yesterday?
Pretty much.
That's terrible.
Well, it's actually a pretty good idea, actually, because then you don't spend so much time in the bathroom, you know, and let somebody else go after you. Yeah, but some people like to spend hours in there sitting on the loo, you know, reading a newspaper or... Yeah, so you can't sit there comfortably, you know, you have to squat.
Yeah, I can't even do a squat. I'm so fat and top heavy that if I try and squat, I just fall over and then I'd land in my own poo. That's why I don't in the woods.
I do.
Yeah, you just did.
I did. Yeah, the other thing is, ever since I got back, because of course in China a lot of people like to clear their throats. I won't give you the I won't give you a demonstration, but you get the idea. They seem to have a lot of phlegm over there.
Yeah, because of the air quality.
Yeah, and of course I ever since I came back I've been sneezing and coughing, so
Yeah.
have you got a tissue or something?
All I've got is this.
Oh, thanks, mate. Oh, bloody hell, Gavin. This isn't my lens cloth, is it? You washed it, right?
Oh yeah, I washed it. Yeah.
My mum warned me about you.
Well, she told me to give it you back, and I have delivered on my promise.
Yeah, but you didn't wash it. Look at it. It's got a little skid mark on it.
The Grumpinator finally gets his lens cloth back.
Adam's finally found a shot that he likes. This lovely bit of light that's hitting these trees here, is that right?
It is. Yeah, might be a bit of abstract.
And he's showing off now because he's got this app on his phone that controls his Nikon D850, and you can change every setting possible.
It's quite cool.
Kind of jealous. I think there is one for the Sony, but I just can't be bothered. So what is it that you like about this shot, Adam?
I love the contrast and the pure graphic nature of the shadows interplaying with the highlights of the tree.
I love a bit of interplaying.
And I love that V groove.
V-groove is nice to have as well. What else? Have you got this tree in the side?
No, it's just the bright area and the trunks of the trees. Very simple, graphic.
Very simple, abstract almost.
Yes, abstract, that's the word.
Oh, that is abstract. That's very isolated. So how would you meter for a shot like that? Just take a shot, see how it looks, and then do another one.
Pretty much.
That's how I do it.
No, actually, I shoot for the highlights.
Oh, really?
No. When I used to shoot film, it was a bit more obsessive because the exposure had to be pretty much spot on. Otherwise, you're going to blow out your highlights or underexpose, and then it's more or less a throwaway. But with digital, I mean, it doesn't cost you anything to take another shot. So if your highlights are blown out, then just take another one, underexpose it slightly.
So digital has made photographers more sloppy.
Lazy. There's quite a few photographers don't even know how to use their camera.
Weren't you saying just a couple of hours ago that one day you should learn how to use this new camera that you've got?
This app's great.
Is there a reason why you prefer to trigger from this than your camera?
Well, because then I don't have to touch my camera. So, especially with a long lens, I was getting vibration.
Vibration, yeah.
But this app and the little thing, the little dingle dongle thing that you attach to your camera, it's so small that you can just leave it on there all the time.
What kind of range have you got? Like, could you walk 200 feet away, do a selfie?
I'm not sure. I just got this yesterday, so I haven't given it a full going over. It's called I can't read that. Was it say? It's called Unleashed.
Unleashed.
And it's by a company called Foolography. The app's free, but you're paying for the little dongle thing.
I like a dongle.
I do like a dongle.
Unleash the dongle. Is this for all camera systems or just Nikon?
No, they make them for all cameras.
Oh, so I could use it on the Sony.
Yeah.
Oh!
They're not cheap. It's about $200.
What? Because of the dongle.
The dongle. You're paying for the dongle.
Yeah. Well, dongles aren't cheap. Adam was kind enough to let me borrow his camera and lens once again, because I don't have a long lens, because I'm a starving artist. And that was the best shot of the day.
Really?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Well, it might not have been the best shot of the day, but for a quick handheld shot, it's actually got some juicingtons. I love backlit moss, and that is the old man's beard I was talking about, which is a lichen. All in all, I'd had a brilliant day out with his royal miserableness, but it was definitely time to call it quits and head back to the vehicle, which, I'll be honest, is a little bit of a sore point for me right now.
If you're wondering why I'm driving a Chevy Impala, Nicholas Page, that's your fault. My car is still in the shop. It's been 3 weeks. I reckon they must have repaired it and then dropped a spanner on it or something, and now it needs repairing a second time. Who knows?
Personally, I think this is an improvement over that BMW shit.
What?